Divine greetings and gratitude, everyone. Thank y'all so much for coming on to my YouTube channel. If y'all are new here, my name is Nona. I'm the witch, author, and poet of the Royal House of Magic of Eden. Welcome to your new spiritual sanctuary. And if y'all are returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. I wanted to go ahead and do a pick a card reading, or a pick a deck reading actually. And I don't know what this is going to be about, but I'm hoping that it does fit whatever situation that you are in right now. And I already have the cards laid out here, or the piles laid out. The first pile that we're going to be focusing on is the Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the deck here. And I already have some oracle cards that I have not seen yet that are here laid out. And this is going to be for pile number 2. This one is, I can't remember the exact name of the deck, but I can actually reach over and grab it in just a second to let you guys know exactly which deck that is. And I'm just moving my book if you guys haven't gotten this yet. It's definitely worth a read if you are into poetry, magic, witchcraft, all those amazing things. The deck for pile number 2 is called Tarot del Toro. And this is what it looks like. I've only used this deck a couple of times, and I will be honest, I really do appreciate, love the art and the work and the vibration and all that good stuff. And pile number 3, we're going to be using this horror tarot deck, which I am gravitating towards. As you could tell, I'm already kind of in the Halloween or Hallows Eve spirit. I don't know what's going on, but that's just kind of the vibe that I'm feeling. So I went ahead and did a change in my on my altar, on my main space, which I'm actually really loving right now. My partner actually bought me this cloth here, the altar cloth, which I really love. It's a snake and it's all the way around. I just love it. Anyway, so basically, I already have a few messages that came through for pile number 1. For pile number 2, I didn't really get much. And this is actually what I have written down for pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Pile number 3 was the loudest. Anyway, I would like to invite you to go ahead, relax, breathe in deeply, and exhale all the stress away. Make sure that you are in a very calm, loving, open, vibrant space. If you have to, go ahead and pause the video. That way you can take a moment to breathe in and out deeply and just surround yourself in loving, high vibrational, loving energy. And I will be right here waiting for you. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this a little bit differently actually. Instead of me hovering over and showing you guys the piles, I'm gonna allow you to choose numbers either 1, 2, or 3. And you guys can go ahead and take a moment to choose your piles now. Okay, if you guys chose pile number 1 or deck number 1, what I have for you written down here is stay focused, confidence, and career. Those are the 3 words that I have written down for you right now for pile number 1. And we're going to go ahead and see what Spirit has for us right now. Well, for you, actually. I am not choosing a deck. This is for you and you only. So the word that's coming through for pile number 1, or for those of you who chose pile number 1, is willpower. That's another word coming through right now. And I don't have my pen on me, so I'm not going to write it down, but I do hope that at this point, you guys, not should be, but I'm inviting you to keep a journal with you, please, because I feel like when I get these downloads, sometimes they come through like lightning speed and I won't go back to it because I'll completely forget what it was about. So make sure that the next time you're in this space that you bring a notebook, your sacred journal and your notebook, to make sure that you write down words and colors and symbols and things like that. Wow, as I say that, willpower, stop it. The Chariot card just came out. Okay, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Okay, you got the Magician, the Knight of Swords. Now, you got a lot of activity going on here. Oh yeah, okay. We're just going to go ahead and lay all of these out. And these are all the cards that literally came out just now. And it really does feel like someone is forging through something. It feels like someone is trying to assert themselves. They're trying to gain confidence. The word is confidence and conviction. I see you guys working with power oils. I actually do have power oils in the Ethereum. I no longer go by apothecary. I actually switched it up and call it the Ethereum because it's just sacred to me. I'll explain that in another video if you want to hear about it. Anyway, basically, yes, it really does feel like someone is trying to like force their will in order to make something happen. Someone's trying to, it's the reason why they feel this way is because they want to make sure that this is manifesting. They want to make sure that something is cement in their reality. There's this lack of confidence, or there's this fear of things not working out. There's this fear that this thing that someone's trying to bring in is either going to be that it's going to be pushed away, or they're feeling like it's not going to last long, or they're feeling like this isn't going to happen. So what they're doing is they're constantly checking. Like, it's one of those things where someone places an order, right? Let's just say they place an order and they're constantly checking their email, wondering when is it going to be here? Is it here yet? Like, what's going on? It's this constant feeling of anxiety that something won't happen because you put something in, right? Because you invested in it, you're afraid it won't work out. Or almost is kind of like, okay, did they text me back yet? Are they going to text me back? Like, why haven't they called me? It's like this worry. And what I'm hearing is that there's this fear of abandonment that's attached to that. And Spirit is saying that it wants you to understand that you don't, it's one of those things where I want to be very careful and gentle with the delivery and with my words, because I just heard someone's walking on eggshells. Like, they feel like they're just really anxious because they're just wanting and they're waiting and they're wondering, is this really going to happen? Am I safe? Am I safe to pursue this? And it's just all these questions that that you have. And I feel like there's anxiety. It's like you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your heart out there, you're wearing your heart on your sleeves, you're trying to change your energy because you're hoping that it brings you more success, and it's not even just about success. You're hoping that if you change this about yourself, that they will then change their mind about you, whether it be a job or a career or a friend or whatever. It's you're really wanting to show up and do your best and be your best. And there's this constant worry or panic. This is someone who is very sensitive, who feels like they are willing to be all that they can for this energy. They're just afraid that something isn't working out, or something or they won't manifest it. This I just heard that someone has been broken up with before, or someone may have lost something before, and they're just wondering, okay, is this going to happen? Spirit is saying that it wants you to pick your head up, meaning that it wants you to have a lot more patience with yourself. Wow, we have the 9 of Wands here, and we also do have the 9 of Cups. Spirit is saying is that the more that you keep forcing and pushing, you're actually pushing away and blocking the very thing that you want to come in. Spirit is asking for you to loosen up a little bit because you're too tight. You are too tight on it. You're wondering, you're hoping, you're wishing, and not only that, Spirit is saying is that underneath all the confidence, you are panicking. There's panic, and you're disguising it with confidence, conviction, but really the energy that someone feels about you is that you're actually wanting more, and it's through your actions. It's when they respond to you, right? When they respond or when they reach out to you, there seems to be like this blockage, like, or this wall you put up because you're afraid of getting too close, or because you feel like you may not realize this, but you may be retaliating against them. It's like this subtle retaliation though, right? Like, it's, say for example, if they went 6 hours without texting you, and then you're like sitting there like, well, if I can make time to text this person or to call this person, then why is it that they can't make time for me? So by the time they reach back out to you, you just kind of go, I guess. And you give like this really snarky remarks. It's so funny that it's funny that it's coming out this way, because the way that it feels like, it's like, listen, we know that the reason why you're doing this is because you want them to know how you feel, but instead of you saying it that way or delivering the message in that way, why won't you just be honest about how you feel? Because that there in itself will reveal to you what needs, not what needs to be fixed, but it will reveal to you the part of you that needs more attention. And I'm hearing that I need more attention, I need more affection, I need more love or appreciation. I just need more, because I feel like I was always in a space in my life where I was always constantly giving, and I was always hoping for the best, and I was always giving my best. And so I simply just want someone to give me their best as well. But when I see a potential, I can't help but to put myself out there and to come out strongly, because I feel like in my energy, in my essence, I just want them to know that I'm all in it, in hopes that they too will be all in it. Spirit is saying is that instead of you wanting it from this source or from whatever it is, instead of you pouring your energy all out into this energy, you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. Spirit is saying that you have options. The Seven of Cups right now is not here, but Spirit is saying that you do have options, and you don't have to just bet on one horse. Like, I don't know why the words is you don't have to bet on one horse. Okay, you have the Three of Wands here. You also have the Three of Pentacles. You have the Emperor card here in reverse, and you also do have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. What it does feel like is that with this Emperor card coming out in reverse, I don't see it as a bad thing. What I do see though is that Spirit is saying, I really want you to focus your intention and your energy on what and on your future, right? You don't want to constantly put this energy out into people, into things. You want to put it into yourself, really. The word is reclamation. You're reclaiming something here. You're reclaiming your rights. I just heard you're reclaiming your right to choose. You are reclaiming your right to want. You're reclaiming your right to need. At the same time, you're learning how to exercise this energy and your willpower. And Spirit is saying that there's someone that may be around you, or this very well could be you, who is not flaunting, but you're parading around this I'm good attitude, but what you really want is softness, and what you really want is love. This is coming off of someone who's really hard on the outside. They're very calloused or very rigid. It's this Capricorn energy where they feel like they're just really hard on the outside, and they come off cold and aloof. But on the inside, they're really sensitive, but they won't show that because they don't want to be abandoned. Because their experience with love is this: I give, I'm there, but then what do I get in return? It's not even the fact that I'm waiting for something in return. It's just, why is that just not the energy, right? Like, if I'm giving this and I'm showing up, wouldn't it be obvious that someone else should do the same? Like, if I can do it, you can do it, right? So why is this not happening? I don't understand humans. I don't get people. Like, why is it like this? But at the same time, is it the fact that you don't get people, or is it that you just don't understand how to navigate through the dilemma of the human experience, that of the lack of reciprocity? And Spirit is saying is that this lack of reciprocity is not all there is to life. Instead, what Spirit is saying is that have more confidence, have more courage, and have more conviction to let your heart out, but not in a way that is forceful. Spirit is saying is that you cannot force your love on anyone. If they don't want it, they don't want it. Maybe they're not receptive to the love that you have to give. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that they're not your tribe, or they're not your people. Or they may not be ready to receive the abundance of love that you give, and it's okay that they don't. It's one of those things where I can hear people kind of getting like irritated with what I'm saying, and I get it. Right? Like, I'm not here to take that away from you, but I'm also not going to sit here and lie to you and pretend as if this reading is, all cotton candy, rainbows, and butterflies and all that shit. No, like, that's not what the vibe is. I'm going to let you know what is coming through. And what's coming through is, Spirit is saying is that you don't have to force your love onto people who just don't want it. And sometimes it's not even in a forceful way. You could be constantly giving these reminders, hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. And it's like, listen, I know that you do. Why do you keep telling me this? Is there something within you that you need to turn back into? When you were young, or when you were in a, former relationship, did you constantly have to reassure that person in hopes that they wouldn't walk away? I'm not walking away from you, right? Like, I'm not walking away or abandoning you. You don't have to keep giving me these reminders by saying it, because your actions are enough. Someone feels like there is this lack of understanding within someone else about what they've done. For example, you may have been in a relationship where you were constantly putting out and the person chose not to see it, or they just couldn't because they weren't at that level of consciousness yet. And it wasn't a play off of you. It was more so you being shown where you are and your capacity to love or work or whatever it may be. Apply it however it is in your life. and as opposed or in comparison to them and where they were. Sometimes the people that you have around you are meant to show you what is already within you. You're not always meant to constantly try to fix them. And in fact, there's no fixing anyone. You can't fix anyone. And if you keep trying to do that, it's going to cause more harm than good. And you're asserting your will or projecting your will in the wrong places. In other words, or not in other words, but in other cases, this feels like someone is trying to gain or maximize, or they're trying to receive more. They're giving more in hopes of receiving more. And Spirit is saying is that you can just give what you have, and you can give at the energy that you're in, and you will still reap the reward, right? You will still reap the benefit. You don't have to overdo. You don't have to overgive. Also, again, you have options. If you went through a breakup recently or left a job or found like a disconnect, or someone may have shown their true colors, good, because now you know Spirit is saying to choose wisely. You know to choose wisely. You know the signs. All right, let's go ahead. We have wisdom here. Look at that. We have wisdom, or you have wisdom. And you have rebirth. It's so interesting that I changed the vibe of my altar here, and I have a skull here. You do have a skull as well. And then you also have healing energy. You have nothing is set in stone. Mutable moon. And then you have adjustments are required, third quarter moon. You're almost there. That's interesting because you're almost there to that full moon energy. Luck is on your side, new moon and Sagittarius. Yeah, the energy that you have is very strong. You may have a really strong fire quality to you. Yeah, you definitely do. Belonging, house of night, belonging. Place to call home, okay. And summon. Oh, okay. So essentially with the cards that, with your oracle, these are just added messages at this point. The energy that I'm getting with your oracle is that you have the power to cement and to, I don't know, it's not compartmentalized, but you have the power to cement whatever your thing that you're trying to build. You have the power to do that. The word is cooperation. I don't know why I'm hearing like the word cooperation. If they're not wanting to cooperate, or if they're not wanting to do, this is not one of those things where you can force it, because nothing is set in stone, meaning that nothing in this situation really is promised per se. But if you continue on with your energy, and if you continue on with that, you can actually risk completely uprooting it. However, if you were to implement wisdom and you were to allow this thing to happen the way that it's happening, without you forcing or without you fighting out of this belonging or out of this need to have something permanent and perpetual because you're afraid of losing or lack. If you were to implement the wisdom that you have acquired along the way, or that is already within you, then you'll know that what is to come, or whatever that you set your intention on for the future, actually will be more cemented, if that makes sense. Spirit is summoning you to your altar. Spirit is asking you to go to a quiet place. I really do feel right now that there's something underneath, there's something that's like underlying that no one is talking about, that you're not addressing, and Spirit is saying is that that's the very thing that I want you to pay attention to. For some of you, it's abandonment. For some of you, it's fear. It's for some of you, you're ready. I just heard that you're ready to walk out. You're ready to transform into something. There's a part of you that is waiting to come out. And even when you feel that all hope is lost, it's not. It's so interesting because I feel like you may want to set your intention for the new moon we have coming up. It's so interesting that I'm mentioning it ahead of time. And I don't even know which moon this is. I can't remember what moon phase is going to be in. But anyway, so basically you may be wanting, or you may be called to work your magic under the new moon that's coming up soon. And we actually just had a full moon in Scorpio. So there's something that was revealed here. If you still are in that energy of this full moon in Scorpio, then what I'm feeling is that this could be something that played out, or that will be playing out during this full moon phase. I just feel like that's just what the message is. I feel like I said what I needed to say. I feel like I told you what what was needed already. I'm just gonna leave it. You may not have a plan right now. Page of Cups reverse. Sorry, Page of Pentacles in reverse. You may be waiting on something, but there's nothing for you to wait on where you can give it to yourself. That's what Spirit is saying. But not only that, you don't have to wait for this outside of you. It starts within you first. And that's the very thing that needs to change. And that's the wisdom that you're acquiring. You're going to learn one way or the other that if you keep forcing, you're not going to get what you want, because that forceful energy is going to push it away more. There's healing that can be done in that area, but also for some of you, it's not even really just a matter of healing. It's just a matter of you finally making up your mind and realizing, okay, I can't keep doing this. Because maybe you went through the process, maybe you did the rituals, or maybe you've already been working with your herbs and your essences and whatnot. And now this is the point in time where Spirit is saying you've already done the ritual. Now it's time for you to just make the action, to make the move. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for listening to this message. If it helped you, let me know down in the comments. Go ahead and do me a favor and like this video. Share it with a friend, family member, or someone else that you know will benefit from it. If y'all need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thescioninpath.org. I'll make sure that I link everything down in the comment section, actually, because I like when you guys go to the comments. Actually, I'll make sure to have everything linked there, so check that out. If there's nothing else, I love you, and I will catch you in my next video. All right, if you chose pile number 2 or deck number 2, this is your reading. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have not seeing any of your oracle decks yet. Also, I just want you to keep in mind that for you guys, I did not hear much. I heard silence. And then I heard pleasure. That was all I got for you, was pleasure. Yep, that's it. Pleasure. And it's so interesting because, I just heard the M word, if you know what I mean. I don't know why that's coming through. The M word. Just think of it as, yeah. Self-pleasure, okay? Self-pleasure. That's what I'm hearing. Self-pleasure. Using self-pleasure as a way to manifest something. I just heard invite in toys. Is this a relationship someone's hoping for? Or maybe it's not a relationship. Maybe it's just... Oh, I just heard a fling. Oh, this is just a fling. Oh my goodness. Oh, I heard unexpected love and turnaround. Is this somebody's love life? What's going on? I don't know why I just want to be quiet. Like, I don't even really want to say anything. Is someone keeping something a secret? Because if you are. Someone's keeping something a secret. Someone is keeping something a secret. I hope no one's cheating on you. Or that you're not cheating on someone. I think this might be the Knight of Pentacles. In reverse. Okay, you're good. I know y'all see that coming out. 2 of Cups. Speaking of relationships. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Ace of Swords. Okay, someone is withholding something. Someone is not... Ooh, someone is not... They're not letting up. The world. What? What is going on? I just heard the word confusion. Oh man. You have the Two of Pentacles here. You have the Full card. You have what looks like the Five of Wands. Yep, the Five of Wands is here. Okay. Spirit, what is going on with this pile? I don't... What is happening? Okay. Let me pull a few more cards real quick. Oh my goodness. Okay, you have what looks like the Chariot in reverse. Okay. You have the King of Pentacles in reverse. You have the what looks like the Knight of Wands in reverse. Ooh. Let me grab this quickly here to make sure that the cards that I'm saying are correct. Yep, those are actually pages. So the valets are the pages. So you actually have the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, and then you have the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay. Someone is wanting more. Someone is wanting more. Like they're tired of the day to day. They're tired of the in between jobs, the in between work, the in between. They're just tired, and what they're wanting is more pleasure. They're wanting more fun. They're wanting more. They're wanting more vibrancy. They want to explore. They want to get out there in the world. It's fun. It's funny because you have the Full card here. You have the Full card, and you also have the World card. With what we have here, someone feels like they're being held back. Someone feels like they're not able to get moving. They don't feel alive. They're looking for a thrill and experience. They feel repressed. They feel like a part of them is not being fulfilled all the way. And what I'm hearing is that they are looking at this point, they will look to any source to feel alive. And this is bringing me to someone, it's almost kind of like I'm hearing that I need to intervene before they start cheating, or I'm hearing that I need to intervene for you before you make that decision. And the reason why is because Spirit is saying is that if you feel honestly like you are not getting enough pleasure, play, sensuality, if you're not getting enough, if you're not getting enough outside of you, then it has to be turned inward. There's something that someone is not saying. There's something that someone is keeping hidden. Someone is either lying or lying to themselves. I don't see the Page of Swords, but I don't need that energy to... I don't need that energy to validate what I'm feeling, to be quite honest with you. I really don't. And then you also have here what looks like... Is this death? This is death. You have death and you... Wow. You have death, you have the Temperance card, and you also have the Two of Wands here. This feels like an extremely dramatic change. And what I'm also feeling is that there's someone that is just simply wanting to be... They want to come back to life. They want more. They want to explore more, especially the fact that you do have the Two of Wands here with the Full card and the World card. Someone is wanting more. They just want to feel alive. Like they don't feel as alive. It's so funny because the Death card coming up is pointing me to something that is being drained. It's like they feel lifeless. Like with Death here, it feels lifeless. They want to connect, but they're not able to get their truth across because they feel repressed. They feel like if they were to say this or they were to reveal this truth, that somehow they would be looked at as wrong for wanting desires. Some type of energy is repressed here because someone else may not be used to dealing with that kind of energy that you're used to or that you're wanting. You may... Oh, I just heard dominatrix. Oh, this is a spicy reading. Someone may be into BDSM. Someone may be into some type of... They may be into BDSM or something very kinky. The language, I know. Oh man, I know the language. So basically, it's like they're kinky and they want something more, but like they're not getting it from this source. And Spirit is saying that before you go out and do anything, take this as it resonates. It doesn't mean that everybody will go out and do something. Just because you're listening to this does not mean that that's for you. Just take it, just take what you need and leave everything else as a gift for someone else, okay? It does not mean that your partner is going to go out cheating on you, but what it does mean is that they're wanting a bit more. And so they've been trying to balance life with work. They've been trying to balance life with work, showing up for the kids, showing up for you, showing up for themselves, showing up as a sister, showing up as a dad, or whatever else. And so what they're lacking is this excitement. The word is excitement. I need more excitement. The Ace of Wands is not here, but I do feel the Ace of Wands energy, especially the fact that now we do have here, which looks like the Strength card. This is bringing me to someone that is always constantly doing and like giving, and they're doing the best that they can to have compassion, and they show up so much. The thing is that they are wanting more to life. They're wanting to explore more. They're wanting to unravel. They're wanting to unwind. It's like they say, I want a glass of wine, but for whatever reason, they may not be able to drink it. For whatever reason, it could be like a body issue. You have the Lover's card here as well. It could be an issue with the body or the liver or the kidneys, or it could be something that they can't even have a glass of wine. And I just want to take the edge off. Like someone is just wanting to take the edge off. They see something for themselves and they want to go explore, but they feel held back by something. And if this is not a relationship, this could definitely very well be a job. This could very well be something where they just don't feel as fulfilled. Interesting that I don't see the 10 of Cups here and or the 9 of Cups, or the 8 of Cups, or any of the cup cards, really. I don't see any cups. And the only cup that I would see here would be Temperance. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. The 2 of Cups is here, but there's no other. It's this emotional aspect that needs more. They need more connection. They need more. They want more. You want more because you feel like it's fair that because you give, that you should receive that as well. That is what someone is saying. It's like, look, like I feel like it would be fair. Justice card here. I feel like it would be fair to receive more of that, but I feel like, can you see that? Oh, there you go, Justice. It's like, I feel like I deserve more than that. Like, it's not fair to me that I keep having to do this, right? Also, apart from that, what I do feel here is that someone just feels like they're just rushing through life. This is bringing me to some type of pattern. There's a pattern that keeps being repeated, and it's making someone bored. They're like losing their shit. Like, they feel like they want to lose their shit because it's like they're tired of the same old thing, the same old story. It's the same thing over and over and over again, and I feel fed up with it. I've got my hands tied with way too much, and I just feel overwhelmed and helpless. I'm using every part of me to make this right, to get better, to do more, and I feel like I just feel like I keep doing more than receiving. Like I need rest. I need a break. Like I just need a break. I hear someone saying. They're trying to build something. Like someone does not feel confident, and it's this lack of pleasure. If you experience more pleasure, it will boost your confidence and your ability to create and your ability to do and to share and to build the life that you're wanting. Someone is building, they're doing the best that they can, but what is lacking for if you chose pile number 2 is pleasure. You need to experience more pleasure, because when you are pleasured by things, when you go out and experience the world, or when you go out with your friends, or when you go out on a date, or if you experience the world and get your senses involved, that's when you can draw more inspiration to implement into your work, into your magic, is what Spirit is saying. This has more to do with magic than it does with work and career. This is beyond that. Spirit is saying elevate, like you're elevating. You have a very strong mind, you're very intuitive, and you're very gifted. Before you send that text message to that floozy, not floozy. Oh my God, did I just say that? I meant to say fling. Should I edit that part out of the video? Nope. So basically, I made a mistake, and I didn't mean to call anyone out like that. But anyway, so basically, before you send a message to anyone, to a fling or a side piece or whatnot, Spirit is saying you may want to get rid of that, because that's not how. No, instead of I just heard polyamory. Maybe you want to be in a polyamorous dynamic, because it keeps it spicy, or it gives you a chance to experience other people while still being in, I guess, a relationship with someone. But you don't have to have that. You don't have to. But what I'm hearing is that there needs to be some type of exploration of the body, the mind, the spirit, exploration in this relationship. Be very mindful of what you're choosing and who you're choosing to do it with. Be very mindful of your body. Listen, I heard, look, this reading really should have went in the Cyan archives. That way I could just say the reading however I wanted to, right? And I really do feel like I'm going to actually upload a video on to the Cyan archives. That way I can use whatever language I want, because I keep being repressed and I don't like the fact that I keep having to watch my mouth. So basically, I do feel like the remainder of this reading, for if you chose pile number 2, I'm going to leave it in the Cyan archives, because I just don't want that kind of vibe on YouTube. So basically, I'm going to leave it as that. Essentially, what Spirit is saying is that you really want to make sure that you are very careful with what you are doing, what you're choosing, who you're choosing, and make sure that whatever you're choosing is bringing you pleasure. That way you can still be excited about life. I'm going to leave it at that. Willpower is here. You have balanced emotions. And then you also have karmic justice. You also have here the answers you need are coming. I love that. Full moon in Gemini. And then don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. And then we also have it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. We have risk, conclusion, and self-worth. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a different vibe of the reading. And with all of these here, what it does feel like is that you may have been asking a certain question, or there may have been things that were running in your mind and you're just wanting to know more. Are they doing this? Are they doing that? Is this worth it? Am I worth it? And whatever. But Spirit is saying is that there is no need for you to question your worth. There's no need for you to question your worth. This is bringing me to like divine feminine energy, and it doesn't matter what gender you are. You may be someone that could come off masculine, but your divine femininity is still inside. Like, listen, like I just want to be for people, but am I worth it? Are they worth it? Like, I don't get it. I do feel that there's some things that you guys are calling into question that are going to be revealed. I feel like this is one of those things where I'm not going to give the answer to you. It's one of those things where you are going to discover the answer yourself. I cannot give you that. Not this time, not in this reading. Yes, I do feel like when you get yourself out there, when you go out exploring, the very thing that you keep asking yourself, the answer that you're waiting for is going to come to life. It will reveal itself, but it's going to take for you to explore. You may want to get out. The next time it's a sunny day, whether it be you go out in nature or you go to I don't know, a party, or I don't know if you do clubs, or I don't know what your vibe is, but if you decided to go out, you are going to receive some type of revelation. And if someone is offering to take care of you and do something, Spirit is saying is, if you let your pride get in your way, if you let that pride, honey, you are not going to be able to receive pleasure. Because how can you receive pleasure if you're always doing? In order for you to receive pleasure, you have to be receptive, right? You have to be in that divine feminine space. But if you keep projecting your will and forcing your willpower, right, then you're not going to receive what you're wanting. And that's just, what it is, right? You have karmic justice here and you also have justice here. It's only fair that you give yourself the space to receive. And when you are in that receptive state, you are allowing yourself to open up to receive whatever messages you need. So the message that I'm giving to you is that you have to, you want to open up. Also, with this, it's time to release negativity. It really feels like someone is very cynical. You may be cynical. You may come off as very cynical because you just don't put your trust in people much. You're someone who has been around for a long time, or at least it feels like that. And you're just like, nope, I'm good. Everyone is not like that. Everyone is not like that, okay? They're not. They're not. People are people, yes, absolutely. But if you exist, they do. And other people do as well. If you exist, they do too, is what I was going to say. If you exist, so do they. Okay? The conclusion, I feel for right now, self-worth, self-pleasure, self-play, self whatever else comes after self. Okay? The best way for you to help to balance your emotions right now is to allow this energy. I just feel like someone needs to hit the big O, and I think they'll be okay. Yeah. I feel like you need the big O right now. Because that's how you know your body's alive. They want to feel alive. Like, I don't know. This feels very tantric. Like, I'm feeling tantric energy. Right? The sexual energy. I'm hearing Kundalini energy as well. Kundalini vibes are coming through right now. I'm seeing seductive energy, but I'm going to leave it where it is. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning into this reading. Go ahead and do me a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel because I do plan on giving more messages, divine downloads, and whatnot. If y'all need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at theScionenPath.org. You guys can also follow along with me on Instagram over at Magical Eden. Thank you guys also for looking and reserving your Ethereum. Oops, I'm sorry. My kid just was out the door, so I got lost for a second. But anyway, if you need anything from the Ethereum, make sure you do so. I will click the link. If you need anything from the Ethereum, make sure that you look into the comment section. I'm going to have some things linked down below. Thank you all for spending time with me here today. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video. All right, if you chose pile number 3 or deck number 3, this is your reading, okay? Before we even get into that, I want to show you what I have written down for you. Pile number 3, well, I'm not going to call you pile number 3. That sounds so disrespectful. If you chose pile number 3, then the words that I have here are crossroads. That was the first word that came in at lightning speed. Crossroads. I see courage, orange, Viola Davis, violin, music. And then I felt the need to research viola because I was like, why do all these violas coming through? And something was like, research the root word viola, right? So when I researched it, when I read up on it, it said that viola actually stems from the Latin root word vitula, which means stringed instruments. So like violins and things of that nature. And after that, I heard get back to playing music, orchestra, band, and the underworld. So these are all things that came through for pile number 3, and I am not kidding. Like, that was so, I don't want to call it random, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's a generic message because it's really not. So we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. And also to my right, I don't know if you can see that. Uh-oh. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but to my right, I do have some incense that are also available in the Ethereum. I hand dip my own incense. I don't make them like the actual incense part, but I do mix the oils and whatnot. I hand dip them. I let them dry for a few hours, or 24 hours at least, and then I ship them out. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, Spirit, for someone's calling something into question here. Well, you have really strong intuitive energy. You're very strong intuitive. You may connect really well to music. I just heard, why did you hurt me? I don't think your reading is going to be very long. Not that time matters anyway, though. Oh, I know y'all saw that. Alright, so the first card we have here that showed face was the Three of Swords. And this looks like the Two of Pentacles here. And this is actually in reverse. We have the Page of Cups in reverse. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Judgment card. Judgment came up in the last reading, in the last pile. There's something that someone has been they're calling something into question. They're calling something into question. I cannot help but keep saying that. Like, you're calling something into question. But why did violins come through? That was so interesting. Oh, I just heard Interview with a Vampire. Why is that? You know what? These cards are so influential, but I feel like the vibe is fitting anyway. I discern so well, and it's so it's so interesting that I'm hearing that. And your pile is literally the horror tarot. So I'm wondering what is going on here. You have the Fool. Okay, if you guys hear anything, it's my 3-year-old. Hi. Hi, baby. What do you need, baby? You want something to eat? Okay. You guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have to see what my baby wants. I'll be right back. Okay, my apologies about that for those of you who chose pile number 3. And the reason is because my 3-year-old came in here saying that he wanted something to eat. And it turns out that he wanted a cookie. So even though it's late, I went ahead and just did it because he did pretty well today. So I was like, you know what? Go ahead and get your dessert, babe. I gave him an oat milk cookie. So anyway, the interesting thing here is that with your pile, I keep hearing the word exploration, right? Now, this is someone who has a really strong relationship with pain, and you have seen a lot, and your soul is wanting some type of rest. But not only that, the word is joy. They're wanting you to find joy in the things that you found joy in previously before. They're wanting you to return to something that brought you life, because you have seen a lot. You've seen so much in your life, and Spirit is saying is that I really want you to explore this realm of music, this symphony of life again. But the reason is because you have been so down, and you've been in the underworld, meaning that you've been repressed, you felt oppressed, you've seen hell, you've been to hell and back. And Spirit is saying is that I really want you to find life again. I really want you to find love again. The way that you find love is by you allowing yourself to get back to music. It could be you getting back to dance. It's getting back to your artistry so that you can transmute that pain into love. But not only that, your art is what tells the story of what you've been through. And it's the best way that Spirit is saying is that you can articulate. And I'm getting this really strong feeling to say that you are someone who, and I'm feeling it in my crown. Like, I'm feeling it in my crown chakra region, I'm feeling it in my crown chakra region. So this lets me know that there's someone that Spirit is saying is that you're elevating, but I want you to elevate through or by returning to the very thing that made you happy, which was your art. The fact that we heard orchestra earlier, the reason why I heard that was because there's this gathering. And Spirit is saying is that it wants you around people who have a love for music, who have a love for art, who have a love for, whatever kind of artistry it is. And Spirit is saying is that I want you to use that to tell your story and to help you heal from the things that you've gone through in the past. This pile or not this pile, but for those of you that chose this pile, you have been through a lot of grief. And Spirit is saying that I'm needing you to rest from that because it feels overwhelming for you to juggle all these feelings. And Spirit is saying is that I really want you to let it out. I really want you to let it out. There's a character in Interview with the Vampire, and they had a lot of compassion, and I can't remember I can't remember their name. Let me see if I can look up their name real quick. But it was one of the vampires, I believe. It wasn't Lestat. Who was it? Let me see. Lewis. I think it was Lewis. I actually believe Lewis was immortal. And the thing is yes, the vampire. Okay, so Lewis definitely was the vampire, right? He was a vampire immortal, obviously. But this is the vampire that doesn't lose that who didn't lose their they didn't lose their compassion, their love for life. He didn't lose any of those parts of himself. In fact, he lived a long time. He was immortal. And there's something about you that may have been frozen over, is what I'm hearing. But even in the midst of this cold, in this depth, or this underworld, you did not lose who you truly were. And Spirit is saying is that the way that you preserve that is through love, is through compassion, is through your art. There's something very strong about art. And it's this, I don't know, it's this orchestra energy. I'm feeling the concerto. Is there such thing as concerto 85? Let me see. You guys, I am hearing a lot. Let me see. Concerto. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's something Elgar cello concerto 85. Yeah. E minor? I believe that's it. Yeah, that's what's coming through. I think it's Elgar cello concerto in E minor op 85. Oh, this is it right here, you guys. I really feel like this is what, I don't know why this is coming through right now. Let me see. This is what it is. Can you guys see? This is the name that's coming through right now for you. Oh, I hope you can see that. That's what's coming through. You may want to listen to it. What I'm hearing is that they're just love. There's something about you that is just so different, and you don't fit in. You don't fit into the mundane. You just don't. Like, your soul is just so different and unique. And you may have this alternative vibe to you. You may be someone that wears a lot of gothic type of, you may be someone that wears like a gothic type of clothing. Your garments, I'm seeing like lots of straps. I'm seeing lots of like dark lipstick, really dark nails. I'm seeing someone who's more like alternative, or maybe you are someone who considers yourself, you're into heavy metal. But there's a part of you that even with that, even though the vibe may be off-putting to some people, it doesn't mean that you don't feel just as much. Like, it doesn't mean that you aren't a part of the human experience. And I feel like people miss that. The word is ostracized, and it's so wow it's wow. I can't even get my words out. There's someone that is so strongly linked to the human experience, but they've been overlooked. And because they've been overlooked or abandoned or not included, or they've been not, they just weren't someone that people saw that was good enough to be with them or to fit in. And because of that, what I'm hearing is that they were outcasted. And so that was the greatest pain, that what I'm hearing is that you experienced was this outcasting of you. And for some of you, it may even, I don't want to say it runs deeper, but it may be different. You are someone that your vibe just does not fit in any lines. You are literally your own category, but sometimes the path of that can be lonely. And sometimes feeling as though you don't fit in can be very lonely. But there's something about you that is standing out. It's like you stick out like a sore thumb. It's like no matter where you go, you are going to stand out. You are going to stand out. Everything from the things that you like, from the things that you eat, from your smell choice, your perfume choice. And that's even if you wear perfume. Right? Like, I don't know why I'm hearing someone who just, they come off, or they may appear to be something, but they are nothing like what people thought that they were. And that's the beautiful thing about you. And for whatever reason, Spirit is saying is that I need you to call this into question. Do you feel that you need to fit in with this? Do you feel like you need to give up that part of yourself? Do you feel so deeply to where, because you have such a strong connection to collective consciousness, because you have a strong connection to the world, it makes you almost kind of, not off put, but it makes you want to return. It makes you want to keep yourself surrounded by things that are real. Like, you could be waking up to something, like you're waking up, but your way of waking up and remembering is through grief. Like, there's something really strong about grief. There's something very strong about grief that I'm hearing, that I'm sensing for you right now. You have the High Priestess. Like I said, you're someone who's very intuitive, highly intuitive. You have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse here. Someone feels very out of touch. You feel a lot more than what you articulate. You feel a lot more, and it's overwhelming. But that does not stop you from loving, and that's a superpower that you have. That is your superpower, Spirit. What else do we have here that we can... Spirit is saying that it's not all doom and gloom. It is not all doom and gloom for you. Let me see what this card is. You have the world. Exactly. That's exactly what I was feeling. Exactly. You have the Fool card and you have the World card. You may have come from pile number two. You may have chosen pile number two and you're here. I just heard that this is an extension. You are someone that you feel so much and you see so much. And the word is clairvoyance. Like you have, okay, you are someone whose trauma was your awakening. Like trauma is what awakened you. Your awakening was not pleasant. It wasn't pleasant at all, but that did not stop you from wanting to love. It never stopped your capacity to love. Never did, never will. Spirit is asking for you. Spirit is asking for you to let something go. You know what it is. You know what you must do. There's something about Interview with a Vampire that just keeps coming through. You've seen the worst sides of people. Spirit is wanting you to use your ability to play music or your ability to this instrument. It could be like I'm seeing a clarinet, like someone playing clarinet or woodwind instrument, something about instruments or like a band or like an orchestra. Spirit is wanting you to return to that gift because that was something that was an outlet for you. You may have been a part of a band in high school, and Spirit is saying is that I need you to get back into that music because you've seen pain, and I want you to release this pain via your music or via your artistry or whatever it may be, because that is the message that you can give to humanity to not lose itself in the midst of chaos. Spirit is wanting you to be a beacon of light for the collective so that they don't lose themselves, so that they won't fall submissive or submit to this idea of hate and this anger and rage and whatever else it may be. The Page of Cups coming up in reverse here is letting me know that someone has a really strong musical gift. I'm hearing Spirit say, let it all out. I want you to let it out in your music. Let it out. There's something that is very prophetic about you, and you're a lot more sensitive than what people give you credit for, even though you may not say. You may not say it. I'm hearing the word Aries. You may be an Aries, or you may know someone that's an Aries, or you may have like this cardinal type of Aries energy to you, the initiator, the great initiator. But Spirit is saying is that it's your capacity to love that will lead the way. Spirit is asking you not to give up not to give up love. Do not give up love. Things may be going on in your life and you may not be able to see the way, but love is the way. Nine of Pentacles. You may feel out of touch with things. You may feel out of touch with your body, out of touch with your surroundings. You just don't feel like you're in touch. You may be trying to find a way to make a living right now. You may be trying to figure out, well, how do I make money and still, show up for my art? Like I feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of being at this job. I just want to experience. I just want to express myself. Spirit says, do it anyway. You will find time. And I'm going to say something, and I'm going to be real with you, okay? Not everybody is meant to manifest under the same circumstances, meaning that you may be someone who's not meant to manifest under light circumstances where everything is handed to you, or people are literally giving you or creating a space for you that's, you may not be meant to manifest that way. And it's not to say that you don't deserve it, but it's something about you that when you manifest, it hits harder because of where you came from, because of your background. That is so strong, and I almost want to give you a hug because I feel like someone is just not. It's tiring. Eight of Swords coming up in reverse here. Again, what card is this? Uh-oh, I have to chase this card. What card is what am I chasing? The Four of Swords, I believe. Oh, the Five of Swords. You felt defeated before in the past. I just heard the words overcoming. You are overcoming some type of defeat. If it's falling out of your life, let it fall out of your life. It's not meant for you to save it. Leave it alone. Let it be. And let it go. The Moon. Oh my goodness. There's a part of you that's coming to life that is wanting. There's a part of you definitely that is coming to life. Oh goodness. Okay. You have Strength card. This is a very empowering message that Spirit is giving you right now. Is this the Chariot? Yep. The Chariot, and you also got the Ten of Pentacles. I'm hearing Spirit say, mark my words. Mark my words. What it feels like is that the more that you express yourself, the more that you come out, the more that you express, yes, baby, I'm okay. When you express this part of yourself, it really does feel like people will be drawn to that light. This werewolf here is calling out, but the trueness of it, the truth of the internal is coming out. You may be in tune with people's shadow, or you may be going through a shadow phase in your life right now where you're seeing a lot more about yourself than what you are willing to admit. And or there's something within you that is calling out to you saying, I need you to see me. And Spirit is saying is that the way that you see this, the way that you see the truth is through music. There's something about art and music. I cannot let this go. Now, it could be magic. It could be singing. It could be crocheting. It could be pottery. It could be, I don't know, beatboxing or hip hop, whatever it may be, right? Beatboxing, whatever this means to you, there's something within that gift that brings you back to life. Remember the woman that she went viral. Like, she went viral. Who is she? I can't remember, but like, she was beatboxing. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. I believe she like wore glasses or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I know y'all know who I'm talking about. And she was beatboxing like with her dad or something like that, and he was just looking at her. He was like, wow. And she was just getting it, and she was going and going, and like people just loved her gift, and she was just so amazing with that gift. That is the vibe that I'm feeling for you. It's like, be so relentless with this gift. Do not let up on your gift, because if you continue on with your gift and you express that pain, if you express it through your gift, imagine the impact you will have on this world. Keep going. Spirit is saying that I want you to go. I want you to give them the raw. They may not like it. They may not like the fact that you come off deep. They may not like the fact that you come off as an intense individual. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you are going to draw in your tribe. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you are sending a frequency saying, you may not like it, but this is me and this is real. And this is what I have to give to the collective, and I'm not going to let up on that. Spirit is saying to you right now that it doesn't matter what is going on in your life. You return back to that gift, because that gift is what Spirit is saying is your greatest expression. That is your greatest expression, because you have lived and you have seen pain. You have seen so much pain in your life. How can you not share a gift with this world? Because when you share with the world, you're really sharing it with you. You're sharing this part of yourself, and that is the glory. That is the glory. There is something about you that is so magnetic and so powerful and intuitive. How can people not understand who they're dealing with? They will figure it out. You just show up, because they will figure it out. And if you continue on with that gift, whether it be the gift of listening or the gift of mirroring or the whatever it may be, you implement every single gift that you have, whether it be the gift of poetry, storytelling, no matter what it is. Spirit is saying is that it wants you to share. Just share. Share your hardest moments. You have the star card here. Connection, divine connection. This is Spirit saying is that you've been calling and you've been setting your intention. You've been working your magic behind the scenes. Spirit is hearing you, but the best way Spirit can respond to you right now is by you listening, tuning in, but sharing. This is you sharing your gift with the world. This feels very internal. The gift starts from within. You have to accept the fact that you're gifted. If you haven't yet accepted the fact that you're gifted, then how can you share? And I remember at the very beginning when I said that some people may not, they may come up as very gothic, or they may, and I'm saying this now, you may have gothic undertones, or you may have been into rock music, or there's something very distinct about the voice that you have where it sounds very like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard death metal. I think it's death metal, like some death metal bands, like where they do the voice thing. It's so interesting. It's so wild, right? Like, you may have that gift, and people may see you and they're like, whoa, like I did not expect that from you. Well, stop expecting things and you won't have to. And it's not me trying to be rude, I promise. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. And it's like, listen, like, if you have not understood by now that people are more capable than what you believe that they would be, despite how they look, if you were more aware of that and you accepted that, then there would be no need for you to be so shocked I mean, yeah, it's one thing to be shocked, but then you can welcome in surprises. Because to be shocked is saying, "Oh, I did not know that you could do that." Yes, stop trying to limit me. Like, don't limit me. Like, don't limit me or believe that I'm not capable because you don't think that I can do this. I can do this. Also, going back to, wow, this message is so, this is so wild. Anyway, so basically, what I'm also feeling is with this Chariot card here, this is me, this is Spirit saying, listen, I want you to keep going anyway. You may not see the full length or the full spectrum of the gift, but keep going anyway. Keep writing those songs, keep writing those poetries. Before you know it, the world is going to catch on. Why have we not looked at your Oracle card yet? Happiness. Okay, we have happiness here, and then we also have finding love. Okay, we have growth of energy. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay, South Node. And you also have a new start is coming. Oh my goodness, I love this. Oh my god. Okay. The fact that you also have here the what was that? You had the world card and you have the Fool card. Let me tell you that you are leaving the past where it is, and the way that you share the past is through your art. You are coming here with past life energy that you're clearing out. You may have done a past life regression, or you may want to do a past life regression. Also, the gifts that you have right now, you've had across multiple lifetimes. If you look into your chart, look to see where your North Node is, look to see where your South Node is, and look to see, do you have anything sitting in your 8th house? There are some things that you come into this life having. I know that I'm telling you to look at a lot of things, all right? Just look at your whole natal chart, okay? What I want you to specifically look at is I want you to see where Saturn sits. I want you to see where your North Node and where your South Node is, okay? The South Node points to where we've been. The South Node points to the things that we mastered in a past life. And then our North Node points to where we are headed in this life, but also what we're meant to master, the road we're taking. Saturn points to karma. It also points to generations. It also points to time. So wherever your Saturn is sitting, that could be a key that lets you know the type of energy you may have held in the past life, okay? So let's just say, for example, if your South Node is in Gemini, your Saturn sits in Aquarius, right? 10th house or whatever, and your North Node is Sag, right? Well, in this life, you may be destined, or you may be someone who is here to be a part of a greater good, to be in charge of a monumental amount of people. You're here to structure, to govern, and not just govern, but be a revolutionary for for a large chunk of the world. But the way that you're doing it in this life is through the ultimate truth, following your intuition, allowing yourself to navigate, not necessarily logic, but allow yourself to be open to the wonders through intuition. In your past life, you may have managed to master the gift of words, and you may have been a prophet, a poet, a master writer, or you may have been a master teacher of some sort, or you may have had the gift of communication and you may have been able to persuade people very well, right? You came into this life with these Gemini type of qualities and whatnot. Anyway, that's essentially the reason why I'm saying that. So also the fact that if going by this example, if your Saturn also sits in that 10th house, you're here to use the wisdom that you've had along the way, along all of your lives, and implement them here. So that's the reason why I was saying that I want you to look into your natal chart to see where these other points are, to see what's in it, okay? I remember I mentioned the 8th house in astrology. 8th house deals with ancestral wisdom and knowledge, right? Because it deals with other people's gifts, money, inheritances, and whatnot. It deals with inheritances. So there may be gifts or spiritual gifts that you inherited. You may have, I just heard master songwriter. Like, listen to Kendrick Lamar's album. I believe he talks about his gifts and whatnot. I can't remember exactly what songs it was, but listen to his latest album. If you know, you know. Okay, you have look at the bigger picture. And you also have High Priestess of Air. Okay, talking about Gemini energy, talking about talking about High Priestess energy and gifts and spirituality and clairvoyancy and all that. Oh my goodness, High Priestess of Earth. Y'all are a really strong group of people. And then you have Message. You know what? This reading This reading is for someone who has the gift of communication. You have the gift. Finding love, growth of energy, and happiness. I'm trying to tell you that I just heard storytelling. Storytelling keeps coming through. If you want to storytell, do it in the form of art and implement everything else. You know, you may have your merch, or you may have your, you know, your shirts, your jackets, your hoodies, whatever. You can, you know, sell that if you want to, fine. But don't forget the power of your gift. Your gift is the face of it. And when you share that gift, that's when people can find their way to you. Think of your art as the invocation or as the call, right? It's this call, this creative call. Your art is the invocation that sends the signal out to the world, to your tribe, to spirit. And it awakens something that is lying dormant within someone else or even within yourself. And you unlock these codes, and the next thing you know, you're living in a world of happiness. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it feels like to me. High priestess of air, high priestess of earth. You have a really strong divine feminine connection to the wind and to the earth. I do feel that spirit is asking for you to get your mind right, but also to ground and cement and bring a practical approach to the very things that you see for yourself, that you hear. Your thought processes, spirit is wanting you to anchor it to make it real. I don't know why the word is anchor. Spirit is asking you to anchor yourself to make those things a reality. Okay? A new start is coming. Look at the bigger picture. Spirit is saying is that your pain is not for the sake of pain. It was not for the sake of pain, but you can use that to help others. You can transmute that and use it for others. This is a really strong pile. This is a really strong group of people who chose pile number 3. I know that I went in this reading itself is 25 minutes, so that's why I can only imagine how long the video is going to be. Anyway, I hope that this helped you. I hope that you guys got what you needed. Thank you all so much for listening to this reading. If y'all need anything else from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the path.org. If you guys want to follow along with me on Instagram over at Magic of Eden. I know this video ended very abruptly, but I do need to record other videos so that I can put one video up on the Cyanin archives, and I'm wondering if I should even do it tonight, but we'll see. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel because I do want us to reach more of our Soul Tribe members. Send this video to a family member, a friend, or anyone you think could benefit from it. And if there's nothing else, I love you, and I will catch you in my next video.